There are 413 villagers available to move onto your island paradise in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Each villager has a name that is a reference or clever pun. In this series, I want to break down each villager's name and explain its origin. Today's video will cover all villagers whose name starts with A through C. If you don't see your ultimate favorite villager in this video, don't fret, they will be in an upcoming one. Also, I will only be doing a breakdown of all of the English language names of these villagers. I am an English speaker and I would not do justice to giving a breakdown of all the names in all the different languages that Animal Crossing is localized in. Alright, let's get started. Up first, in alphabetical order, we have Ace. Ace is a jock-type personality. In sports, an ace is known as the best player on the team. So, with Ace being a jock, he likely enjoys being known as the ace in the hole for his squad. Admiral's name ties in with his catchphrase, aye aye, a phrase often used aboard ships. An admiral is an officer that operates in the Navy. Agent S is one of the 5 superhero villagers. Her name connects to her spy persona. She is a secret agent. Agnes's name derives from the Japanese word agu, which is a breed of pig native to the Japanese prefecture Okinawa. Al is the first tricky name origin we have. My guess is that Al's name contains letters A and L, which are both featured in the spelling of Al's species, gorilla. You can't spell gorilla without Al. Alfonso is an alligator. Something you'll notice as we work through this series is that the creatives over at Nintendo like having villager names start in a similar way to their species. They love alliteration over there. Alfonso, alligator, it all connects. Alice is a koala, and I think most of us know that koalas are native to Australia. Many of the koala villagers are named after locations in the land down under, and Alice is no exception. Her name comes from Alice Springs, which is located in the Northern Territory of Australia. Ali is an alligator. Amelia is an eagle villager. Eagles are known to take flight, much like the person that this eagle is named after, Amelia Earhart. Annabelle is an anteater. The first 2 letters in Annabelle are the same first 2 letters in anteater. Annabelle, anteater. Anchovy is a bird, and birds like to consume fish, and anchovy is a type of fish. It's like if I was named Chili 3 for Me combo, being named after what you like to eat. Also in the food world, we have Angus. Angus beef is a cut of meat from Scottish cows, so our dear bull Angus here is named after a cut of meat. Manicotti is a mouse named after the Italian dish manicotti. Manicotti is a pasta dish that has ricotta cheese inside its pasta noodles. Many of the mice villagers have cheese-related names, and they took the M off manicotti to make it more feminine. Anka is a cat designed to look like an ancient Egyptian. It's fitting that an Ankh is the Egyptian hieroglyphic for life. The A is added on, once again, to make it more feminine. Annalisa is an anteater, and her name and anteater start with the same 2 letters. Annalise has a very similar name to Annalisa, but the origin is different. Annalise is a horse type, but in reality, she's a donkey, and her name is a spoof on the French word anise, which means female donkey. Antonio is an anteater. He has the word ant in his name. Apollo is a bald eagle, the symbol of the United States. The Apollo missions were space missions launched by the United States, and Apollo's birthday is July 4th, which is Independence Day here in the United States. So he's really the symbol of America here. It all connects. Apple is a hamster who's styled and designed as if an apple came to life. She matches the coloring of an apple, and her home in-game is apple themed. Astrid and her Joey have teal stars on their faces. Astrid's name derives from the word astro, which means relating to the stars. Audie's name origin is a cute one. She's named after Audrey Buchanan, the grandma who spent 3,500 hours on her Animal Crossing New Leaf game. Aurora is named after the Aurora Australis, a beautiful light display that takes place in the South Pole, where penguins, like Aurora, live. Ava's name likely has 2 origins. Ova is the Latin word for egg, and Ava is a chicken. Chickens lay eggs. Also, avian is a word that means relating to birds. Ova, avian, Ava, they all match up. Like Ava, Avery is a bird. His name is similar to aviary, a place where birds are housed. Axel's name is supposed to mimic the way the clothing side XL sounds. XL as in extra large. Elephants are certainly extra large. Azalea has a flower design around her horn. Azaleas are a type of flower. Barbara is a sheep, and her name mimics the sound that sheep make. Barbara.
Huh?
Bam's name is derived from the famous fictional deer Bambi. Bengal is a twist on the word Bengal. Bengal is a species of tiger from southern Asia. Beryl's name is a portmanteau. Portmanteaus are when two words are smashed together to create a new word. Beryl is a combination of bear and Harold. Bee is a dog. More specifically, she's a beagle. You get it? Beagle. Beardo is a bear with facial hair. Bear, beard, beardo. Beau's name means handsome, and doesn't it fit him so well? What a handsome little deer. Becky's name sounds similar to peck, which is what chickens do with their beaks. Bella means beautiful in Italian, and although I do think Bella is beautiful, that sweet and lovely name is meant to contrast her hardcore style. Eggs Benedict is a breakfast dish in which Benedict is named after. Benjamin's Japanese name is a reference to a story about a famous Japanese dog, but his English name is not that clear. I spent more time researching the origins of Benjamin's English name than I did any other villager in this video. What I arrived at is that names like Benny and Benji are very popular names for dogs. So Benjamin is just the formalized version of names like Benny and Benji. But please, if you have any information on why Benjamin is named the way that he is, let me know in the comment section down below. I am so curious to hear more. Hi, editing Chris here, jumping in, saying that yes, Benjamin's name, Hachiko, is the reference to a famous story about a dog in Japan, but Hachi also means bee in Japanese, and Benjamin is yellow like a bee, so I think in English they just picked Benjamin because Benjamin and bee both start with the letter B. So, new theory. Big Bertha is a nickname for machinery or characters meant to be quite large in size, and Bertha, being a hippo, would make her a big lady. Bettina dresses as a chef, and her name is a reference to the well-known food brand Betty Crocker. I would love to taste a Bettina baked cake. In Spanish, the word white is blanco, and in Italian, it's bianco. Bianca is a white snow leopard. Biff shares the name to the big bully in Back to the Future, Biff Tannen. Biff is also a play on the word buff, meaning someone who is muscular and strong. And since Biff is a jock type, he definitely fits as what someone would call big and strong. Circus tents are often known as big tops, and a common animal that was featured in many circus acts throughout history were elephants, which is why Big Top the elephant has their name. Bill is a cute little duck, and what do all ducks have on their faces? Duck bills. Billy's name comes from the term for a male goat, a billy goat. Makes sense since Billy is a male goat. Dog treats are often called biscuits. Biscuit gets his name from those snacks he would find so tasty. Biddy's name is kind of the opposite of Bertha. Biddy comes from the phrase itty bitty, meaning small, which is supposed to be funny because, as we discussed with Bertha, hippos are large, so Biddy is anything but itty bitty. In many languages, Blair's name references her fur being dark like a silhouette. Her English name is not super clear, but it could be connected to her having black fur. Black and Blair start with the same two letters, and we know by now that Nintendo and their localizers love doing that. Like Bianca, Blanche's name is similar to the word white in other languages. In French, white is blanc. Blanche is a white bird. Blue bear is because this is a bear that's blue. A blue bear. Bob's name comes from a bobcat, a type of large feline. Bonbons are small chocolate treats, and Bonbon's head looks like a tasty chocolate-based dessert. If you ever owned a dog or have seen a dog-themed movie or video, you know doggies love chewing on Bones. And since Bones is a dog, the name is perfect for him. Boomer is designed to look like someone who was in the military. His name could connect to the sound of explosions, or he does look like an old man penguin, perhaps styled after a baby boomer who served in the military. Boone comes from him being designed like a baboon. Boots' name origin is a sad one. Boots is an alligator, and alligator skin is a common way to make boots. Poor baby, please don't skin this cutie for some footwear. I love Boots. Boris's name comes from him being designed like a boar with those big tusks. Boyd's Japanese name is Boydo, so Boyd is just an Americanized version of that name. Boydo means void. Brie is a type of cheese. Although Brie's name and the cheese are spelled differently, it's definitely the origin of this name. Broccolo is a lazy type villager, and every AC fan knows that lazy type villagers love food. So it makes sense that this mouse is named after a type of food, broccoli. My favorite vegetable, by the way. Brofina's name is a twist on broth, a base for soups and cooking that often incorporates chicken, which Brofina is. Bruce's name comes from the Norwegian translation of Billy Goat's gruff story, De tre brukene Bruse. Did you know that hippos blow bubbles while underwater? Well, Nintendo does, because that is where Bubbles got her name. Buck is a term for the motion horses make when they kick up their feet. Bud is your friend, your pal. Bud is a term that means Fred. Also, when looking at Bud, he looks like someone who may partake in the cannabis plant. Bud is the name for the flower of this plant. Bunny is a bunny. Butch means acting or appearing as being masculine, and Butch is a manly, cranky dog. Buzz comes from the word buzzard, a bird of prey species. Callie's name is an edit. Her original name was Sally, but then Animal Crossing made another villager and named her Sally. I guess they forgot they already had a Sally, so in future games they brought back the original Sally and renamed her to Callie, a slight letter change. Camofrog is a frog that is camouflaged. Canberra is a koala, and Canberra is also the capital of Australia. Candy's name comes from the sweet dessert. Candy is brightly and artificially colored, like many pieces of candy. Another dessert-based villager, we have Carmen, whose name is a rework of caramel, or Carmel, as many people pronounce it. Carmen's phrase is nougat, so she definitely loves her sweets. Caroline's name comes from the scientific name for the eastern gray squirrel, Scurius carolineus. I know I butchered that. I'm so sorry for any biologists and zoologists who are listening to this video. But this name makes sense because Caroline is a squirrel. Carrie carries her baby in her pouch. Cashmere wool is a very soft and highly coveted fabric that comes from goats, which is interesting because cashmere here is a sheep, not a goat. But it usually is sheeps that are sheared for their wool. Celia's name comes from the Latin word caelum, which means heaven or sky. Celia is white, like the clouds in the sky, and she's an eagle who can soar to great heights. A cephalopod is the class that the octopus are classified as. Cephalobot is a cephalopod robot. His name is a portmanteau of those two words. Caesar is the name of the main chimpanzee in Planet of the Apes. Although Animal Crossing Caesar is a gorilla, he's still an ape, like chimpanzees are. Chadwick is similar to the name Chadwick, but I believe the D is switched out for a B to more closely match with its Japanese name, Nobuo. But Chadwick is another one that I was pretty iffy on, so if you have more information about this penguin's name, let me know. Chad is a common name for boys, and cheddar is a type of cheese, which mice love. Chatter is a portmanteau of Chad and cheddar. Chai is a type of tea that originates in South Asia, and Chai has a teapot on her head. Charlize sounds similar to chartreuse, a shade of green, which fits since Charlize is green in color. Chelsea's Japanese name is Cherushi, so Chelsea is just the Americanized pronunciation of that name. Chérie is a French word meaning dear or sweet, and mon chéri is quite sweet looking. Not to be confused, we have now Cherry, who is named that because her pink fur resembles the fruit, the cherry. Chester is black and white, just like the pieces and squares on a chess board. Chèvre means goat in French, and she is a goat. Chief is a wolf-type villager, but more closely resembles a fox. His name comes from the idea that in a wolf pack, he could be considered the leader or the chief. Chop's name comes from the food dish pork chop. A pork chop is a cut of meat coming from a pig, and Chop is a pig. Chow is designed to look like a panda bear. Pandas are native to China, and Chow's name is also meant to invoke a Chinese identity. Chow is a common Chinese surname, and a popular dog breed in China is the Chow Chow. Christy gets her name from an English translation of her Japanese name, Kurosuchino. Her and her sister, who we will see in part 2 of this video series, have kind of preppy and girly names. Claude's name comes from the word clodhopper, which means someone who is clumsy. Clodhopper also has the word hop in it, and Claude is a bunny who hops. Claudia's name is a pun on her tiger claws. Clay's appearance is designed out of a dogu, a Japanese figure made out of clay. Cleo is named after Cleo Ridgely, a silent film actress who also happened to have a career in equestrian, or horseback riding. Clyde is another horse, and his name comes from the breed of horses, Clydesdales. Coach is a jock type. On teams, the coach is the leader who teaches plays and makes game decisions for the team. Coach has a sporty type name for his sporty personality. Cobb's name comes from the Cobb salad, which is a salad that is made with lettuce, eggs, tomato, cheese, and Coco is styled like in-game gyroids. While her Japanese name relates to the era where the Hanawa sculptures the gyroids are based off of were made originally, her English name comes from her looking like a coconut. The brown, with those empty holes. Coal is a dark black rabbit. Coal is a sedimentary rock that has a very dark black color. A colt is a young horse, so colton is a play on that horse term. Cookie's name origin is similar to biscuit's name origin. Dog treats are often referred to as cookies. Cousteau is named after Jacques Cousteau, a French oceanographer. Cousteau even has that little French mustache. Cranston is modeled after a crane. Cranston is a play on that species, Craneston. Croak is a frog, and frogs go croak. Cube is named after the game Cube, the console that Animal Crossing first appeared on. Curlos is a portmanteau of the name Carlos and Curl, and Curlos has that curly fur. Curly does not have curly fur, but he does have that stereotypical curly pigtail. Curt is a term that means rude, and Kurt the bear is a cranky villager. The Crankies are also described as being quite curt or rude. Sid looks like a rocker, just like his infamous namesake, Sid Vicious. And last for this video, we have Cyrano. Cyrano's name comes from the 19th century play written by Edmond Rostand, Cyrano de Bergerac. In this play, the main character Cyrano hides behind his written word due to his very enlarged nose. And as we can see, our Animal Crossing Cyrano has the same large nose. That covers every single Animal Crossing villager whose name starts with A, B, or C. Make sure to subscribe and check back soon to catch part 2 of the series where we will cover the letters D through J. Thank you!